Well, when baseball starts Friday and everybody's asking me, Kenny, you're a big White Sox fan. Will I be able to go to a White Sox game? Will we have high school football? I don't know the answer, but I know the person that knows the answer. Our outstanding mayor of the city of Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Mayor, thanks so much for taking time.
No, it's my pleasure. I'm not sure that I have all the answers, but I think I can point you in the right directions.
Well, in my book, you have all the answers. Well, Your Honor, before we talk sports, first of all, I want to thank you and compliment you on your leadership. You know, this pandemic hit. Nobody saw it coming. You have ups and downs in a city this size of Chicago, but your leadership has been second to none.
Well, I appreciate that. And look, as you know, you can't be a great leader without a great team. And we've got people that have been really working tirelessly for 4 months, some without any break, to make sure that we are meeting this moment and keeping residents of our city safe. And my hat's off to them, and particularly our incredible Public Health Commissioner, Dr. Allison Arwady. The Public Health Department has really risen to the occasion, and we are following their lead. Everything that we're doing in responding to this virus has got to be data-driven, data-led, and we have such a great foundation and support with them at the helm.
And what I really like about you, one day you're at a summer camp, the next day you're passing out food. You really get out there in the community, getting a hold on this virus, seeing what the people of Chicago want and need.
Well, look, I think in general it's important for people to be able to see their mayor, and not just through, a press conference and now or through Zoom. And it's also good for me to be out in the neighborhoods, to be seeing people, to really hear their concerns, their triumphs, but also their tragedies. So that makes me a better mayor and keeps me closer to the people.
Well, last week you said that you won't just pull over the car and yell at us for not wearing a mask. You're parking and making us walk home. How close are we to walking home? I have bad legs. I can't walk.
Well, listen, I'm hoping that people are going to get the message, and whatever it takes to kind of communicate the seriousness of this moment, particularly our young people. I am concerned about the surge in cases that we're seeing in the 18 to 29 and the 30 to 39. They are leading our new cases. All the other demographics, we're doing pretty good. And all the metrics that we follow, aside from new cases, are really trending in the right direction. The concern of a breakdown in our healthcare system that we desperately feared back in March, we didn't see that, and I'm confident that we won't see it if people remain diligent. The thing that people have to remember is COVID-19 is still with us. It hasn't disappeared. It's very much part of our present, and it's going to be part of our future for, I think, the foreseeable future, because until we get a real vaccine, until we get people actually vaccinated and recognize that we have immunity from COVID-19, we have to stay the course with the things that we know keep us safe. Social distancing, wearing a face covering in public, making sure that you're doing all the hand hygiene things that we know are important for our vulnerable populations to stay home, and that's our older residents, but also people with underlying health conditions. And if you've got an underlying health condition at any age, you're at risk. So we've just got to make sure that we really hold firm on the things that have gotten us to a point where we've been able to cautiously reopen.
Well, you know, you're at Sox Park on Tuesday, and the initiative, We're All One Team. Can you tell me a little bit about that? All the teams are involved.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great thing. Look, our sports teams are tremendous. They're great community partners, and this is just another thing that they've partnered with us on. But the idea is to say that regardless of what your sports affiliation is, and really regardless of who you are, we have to be one team when it comes to wearing face coverings in public. And I'm grateful for the partnership We had a great time with all the team mascots, but the teams themselves have really been tremendous in promoting this, and we'll see more chapters, if you will, in this campaign. But it's all around making sure that people understand the importance of wearing face coverings, particularly our sports viewing crowd. We've got to get them on board.
Right. What about those that want to know, can we go to a baseball game this season? You know, Friday is opening day, no fans. But before the season is over, is there a chance we can go to a baseball game?
You know, I think it's too soon for us to be able to tell that. I am concerned about the rise in cases all around Chicago. And as you know, we're not in a bubble in Chicago. People come in and out from all over the region, all over the suburban region, all from different states. And that's what we're concerned about. We're still in a place where really we want to keep crowd sizes down to 50 or less. And 50 or less in a big stadium, that's not going to cut it. And you know this as well. When you think about the number of people that you need to be able to stand up a crowd in a stadium, from the vendors to the security to the healthcare personnel that need to be there, those numbers quickly add up, and you get to multiple hundreds in order to support fans coming into the stand. So I don't think we're going to be there anytime soon.
You know, I've been to every White Sox home opener since I was a year old. I was born in Wentworth Gardens, a block away. I know you're a big White Sox fan.
I am.
Are you excited as I am about this season? Because this could be really exciting.
Well, I'll call it the preseason, even though it's baseball. But what we've seen so far of our beloved Sox, man, they're exciting. And they are just tearing the leather off the ball. It's great stuff to watch.
Mm-hmm. It really is. But we have to be fair. What about the Cubs? I think that window is closing on that 16 team. You're not going to be able to keep all these guys together. Are you excited about the North?
I am excited because a lot of that talent is still there. I think it'll be very fascinating to watch David Ross now on a different end of the bench as the manager. But I am excited about them. They've still got a lot of great talent on that team. I think their biggest challenge has got to be their pitching and making sure that they've got a really strong starting pitching, but also I'll call it the middle relief is going to be important as well.
Well, the Bears start training camp next week. Some NFL teams are going to have maybe 20,000 people in the stands. From talking to you, it doesn't look like that will happen here in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I was interested. I thought I saw something the other day that the NFL had agreed to do away with preseason. I'm a little worried about that. Getting into the details. As you know, Mitch Trubisky last year got so few preseason reps. I think that really hurt him during the regular season. And not having real game speed to practice. It's one thing to line up with the same team. It's quite a different to see a different look both on offense and defense from an opposing team. So I wonder a little bit about the readiness of these teams when the official season starts, but I'm ready for some football.
Well, you were a quarterback at the University of Chicago, the intramural team. Are you happy that the Bears are saying we're going to have competition?
I think the competition is really good. I mean, I think there's upsides and downsides of both of these quarterbacks. Obviously, Nick Foles has had some magical moments in the course of his career. To go from a backup to being a Super Bowl MVP, I mean, that's a mic drop moment, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think competition is a good thing, and if Trubisky emerges as a starter, he's gonna have earned it in a big way. But we've got to get stability at the quarterback position. We don't need him to be a Hall of Famer. We need him to manage the office, work within the office, avoid the mistakes. And he's still got to work on, I think, his long ball. But we can't put all that pressure on the defense. You could see it. By the third quarter of games, they were gassed because they were out of the field way too often. And certainly as the season wore on, I mean, that's a heavy burden for any defense to face.
The play calling was a little predictable last year as well. Maybe a little more imagination in the play calling?
Well, listen, I'm the ultimate game day quarterback, not just the Monday morning quarterback. I agree with you. You got to get creative, and it can't just be running the ball up the middle. I never understood the sweep to the short side. I think that plays into the hands of the defense, but I do hope they get more creative.
Yeah, it really would. The IHSA yesterday sent out an email saying they may delay sports until January. You are a person that loves high school football. We may not have it this year in Chicago. How disappointing would that make you if we don't have high school football?
Look, I mean, first and foremost, we've got to put the kids' safety first, period. I would like to see the IHSA be a lot more collaborative. Sending something like that out on an email, changing up the guidelines for, summer workouts at the last minute. I think there's got to be much better communication with the local districts, so there's some predictability. I don't want there to be some edict that's issued from the state level that we've all then got to scramble to respond to. And look, with the teacher strike last year, our fall sports really took a hit at the worst possible time for many of those sports. But I think we've got to give our kids something. And even if it's not a full schedule for fall sports, we've got to think about a way that we keep those young people active. And as you well know, when I saw that email, the first thing that I thought about is, what about these seniors that are looking for this season to really showcase their talent so that they can be in line for college scholarships? I really think about, and I have concerns about that. Look, again, safety first. We've got to protect our young people. But the reality is we're looking at other states that they're in competition with for those scholarship slots, and I worry about that.
Mayor, the Bulls want to have the teams that didn't get invited to the Orlando bubble come to Chicago, play at Wintrust, put it in the bubble. The Marriott is hooked up with Wintrust. Is that even realistic, or are the Bulls just dreaming?
Look, I think we can do it right. I mean, we made a heavy pitch, for example, to have an NHL, be one of the hub cities for the NHL tournaments. And I think we've got a story to tell here around the real precedent that we've set, and priority, I should say, that we've set around safety. And I think that we can do this in a way that will protect the players, and it will be great for the city to have live professional basketball here in Chicago. So I'm excited about the possibility. We certainly are doing everything we can to be that tournament site, and I think it would be great for the Bulls as well.
Your Honor, I want to give you the last words to say, what you want people listening to hear. But before that, I'd like you to do a small favor for me. Your PSA that you did to stay at home, you're on the telephone saying your jump shot is still going to be weak, stay at home. Will you tell all my friends that you weren't on the phone with me?
Well, I thought we were keeping that our secret.
Yeah, okay. They figured it out. Your Honor, the last word is yours. What do you want people to know about what you're doing to keep Chicago the greatest city in the world?
Well, listen, there's a lot of things that are going on right now, but I will just say the thing that gives me hope and inspiration every single day is the tremendous resiliency of our people. We've been through a lot as a city. We've been through a lot, particularly in these last 4 months. But there are people out there every single day, and they are getting after it. They are helping their neighbors. They are volunteering. They are giving of their own resources, their time, their talent, their energy. And we need to be worthy of them in this moment. And I'm going to do everything I can to continue to move us forward and keep the city safe.
Your Honor, you are doing an outstanding job. Your leadership is second to none. I hope we have high school sports so we can do the Girls Public League Championship again. That was so much fun. I think the First Lady had more fun than you and I did. She was having a ball. She had a great time.
We had fun. All right. Well, listen, Kenny, you're the best. You're the best. And keep doing what you're doing and have me back.
All right. You know, you're welcome anytime. Thank you so much, Your Honor, and continue doing what you're doing. Have a great day, and thank you so much.
Take care, man.